All right, so we'll go ahead and let everyone get settled in as soon as we start seeing people pop in. There we go. All right, awesome. Looks like we got people popping in. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Ben Jacobson with Page One Power. Welcome back to another episode of SEO from Home, where we sit down and talk with SEO industry leading experts, talk about a variety of topics. Today, we're joined by a friend of Page One Power, Venchito Tampon from Sharp Rocket. He is going to be talking with us today about qualifying your links, how we can go through and pre-qualify different sites in order to increase our returns on link building efforts. So for those of you who have not been with the series before, SEO from Home is our attempt to keep the SEO community connected. We've done a handful of these episodes so far, and our goal with this is basically to help provide you guys with some actionable information while we're all kind of in this remote work from home environment. So we're super excited to have you back with us, Venchito. This is your first time on this episode, but right before we went into lockdown, we had you on talking link building as well. So we're super excited to have you back. Tell us a little bit more about what you're wanting to talk about today.
Sure. Thank you for having me again. This is my second time to be here, and really want to talk about the idea of link qualification, something that's part of the entire link building process, and I guess it's something that's often overlooked by SEOs and content teams. So I guess they'll be learning a lot of actionable tips, as well as some kind of mindsets that they need to have when qualifying links.
Awesome. Well, we're looking really forward to it. We are going to be recording today's episode, so if you guys do have to step out for any reason, or if you want to watch this later, we're going to have this up on our website as well as on our YouTube channel. Typically within about 24 to 48 hours, we'll have that up for you guys. Also, if you guys have questions, be sure to pop those in the chat. We're going to do our best to get to all of those, but most likely we're going to be answering those towards the end. But if you have any questions or anything, be sure to utilize that chat or the question and answer option at the bottom of the screen. We're also going to be live tweeting today, so if you guys want to try to ask questions that way or participate in the communication that way, be sure to use hashtag SEO from home and tag @PageOnePower. So all of that being said, my long-winded intro, Venchito, I'll let you go ahead and take it away from here, and I'll let you get started.
All right, let me just share with you my screen. Okay.
Perfect.
So we're going to talk about link qualification. I guess this is one of the not complicated, but something that's often overlooked. But before I start, let me just introduce to you my agency. So I own this mid-size agency in the Philippines. So you have around 18 to 20 link builders. We are in Manila. So if you happen to visit Southeast Asia, then you might as well visit our country. And it's a team of millennials, and most of you guys have you have your team with you. And a few things. This is just our company website. So we just revamped our website design, pretty much the homepage, given that we are approaching our fifth anniversary. So coming 5 years is coming August 17. It's a lot of experiences, a lot of challenges along the way. I hope we can share that with you later. So feel free to follow me on some of my social accounts. That is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also have my personal website as well as my company website, sharprocket.com.ph, and you can email me any questions, anything that you would like to consult about or consult with. Okay, so let's start. When we talk about link qualification, I guess let's first have this mindset to have the right context. Why does it matter to you and me? Okay, so let's talk about the importance of link qualification. I'll just be giving you three things, three reasons why we need to talk about this. Number one is because when you qualify links, it actually gives you the edge and the ability to prioritize which one will be most relevant, and at the same time, which is the most authoritative link opportunity for you. And the reason why it is very important, it's because you're gonna save more time. And in order for you to develop more linkable assets, conduct a more customized and a more personalized approach and outreach, then you need to have some kind of metrics, at the same time system and strategy and mindset in link qualification per se, before you actually do the outreach. So link qualification is actually like a between, it lies between link prospecting and the outreach part, or maybe the content outreach, between the content creation and the outreach. So basically, the moment you are able to know how to qualify links effectively, then you'll be able to save more time, maximize more time, so that you can use for outreach. And lastly, all we want at the end of the day is we want our website or our brand or our company to be associated only with sites that we want to, and that where our audience are engaging in, where our particular target groups of people, whether that is customer, your clients, your leads, are really engaging in. So we want to associate our brand with websites and blogs that will really add value to our success goals in terms of SEO and pretty much around sales perspective. Okay, now let me just give you some kind of framework and how we can really identify or really qualify links. And I know some of you, the usual metrics, like the MOSDA, Ahrefs, DR, PA, citations, majestic, and all of those metrics that we all know. But this is a graph, or this is an image coming from Charles Float, and I really love his presentations because he talked about only two things, okay? Relevance and authority. And he really understand that in order for you to be more effective in terms of generating results from your link building campaigns, the first one is you need to identify whether that a website or a blog is highly relevant in terms of URL, or it is highly relevant in terms of the domain itself. So for example, you're reaching out to health websites. You want to get links specifically from a niche health website, highly URL relevant. Or on the other hand, we want to get also links from websites that have high authority. And I'll be showing you, things that will determine the authority of a specific website. But basically, what you want at the end of the day is you want to get links from high domain, high URL, at the same time high authoritative website. And I hope these things are clear to you. Now, a simple mindset that we need to adopt is this. We need to focus on linking opportunities that have a positive effect on your site's branding, sales, and SEO. And the reason I don't just say build links for ranking is that there are other more important things than just simply ranking your website, and that includes your branding. How well your community knows about your brand, and how do you want to generate sales, clients, and customers. And all of your link building initiatives should be based on this particular mindset, because it allows you to create a strategy, at the same time to think of opportunities that will move the needle in terms of sales, branding, and SEO. Now, let's forget about first about DA, MOZ, and any Ahrefs and any other metrics, because the real link qualification is this. You qualify links beyond mere metrics. You qualify links beyond mere metrics. The reason is that there are more benefits in doing so. And at the same time, there are a lot of things that you can discover beyond just simply looking at a website or blog based on its MOSDA or it's Ahrefs DR. And those things matter in terms of the quantity, in terms of the authority, because you can simply see the, you can simply see the data, you can simply see the numbers. But beyond that, you need to have a really keen observation on what really matters to you. The first one is this idea of relationship building. So I'll be giving you some questions, and hopefully these are questions that you can ask to yourself when qualifying link opportunities. The first one is this: will this link target open more opportunities for connections? Will this link target open more opportunities for connections? What I mean by connections is that relationships that will be built from just one link target. A classic example is this. I recently received a pitch from Sujan Patel. And if you're not familiar with this guy, this is one of the prominent in the SaaS SEO and digital marketing industry. He's the co-founder or founder of Mailshake and Ramp Ventures, if I'm not mistaken. So I received this kind of pitch. I usually call this as the reverse outreach strategy, given that the moment the person sent me a pitch, what I would do now is counteract that pitch with another pitch, which we call nowadays as the link exchange. And maybe some of you are cringing and you're thinking, is link exchange still working? If the website or blog is in the right opportunity and it's highly relevant, at the same time it's coming from the highly authoritative website, the link exchange is a good opportunity for you. So Sujan Patel has a lot of connections, has built a lot of relationships. So the moment he pitched me, there's one thing that I know that can really amplify my connections and my opportunities, and that is the brand name itself. Sujan Patel is already a big guy in the industry. Secondly is this: can I leverage this link target as social proof for future link opportunities? Maybe you saw a DA 15 blog or a DA 5 DA 25 or DA 30 website or blog or publisher. But the thing is this: can you actually use the brand name or the website name as your social proof for your future outreach initiatives? What I mean by that is that can you actually use that whenever you pitch for guest posting, whenever you pitch for content collaboration? And our website has been featured in a lot of these publications, and we normally use this for us to pitch to bigger and to more authoritative publications. And the thing is that it's beyond mere metrics, given that we only check if the website is well associated with their brand. Third is this: will this link opportunity turn into recurring link opportunities? The thing is that you don't just want to get one link and done from a single website. What you want to do is to reach out to a website, and then after a few months and several months, reach out again and get another link. This is just a classic example. Reach out to an SEO hacker, which is one of my favorite SEO blogs for beginners. And given that I've published a guest post back in 2014, 2015, I read in 2016 and in 2018. So I got a couple of, I think, 3 or 5 links from the same website. So I'm not just looking for a one-time opportunity for link building. What you want to do, whether you are in the tech industry, whether you have your own SEO agency working with multiple clients, what you want to do is you want to qualify a website or blog based on its future benefits of recurring link opportunities. Always, and it will always be, it's not always about scale. Maybe some of you, you're looking for some some kind of scalable link building tactics. And I guess I've shared that 10 scalable link building tactics in my first guesting here at page 1. But the more important mindset, or more important thing to understand, it's all about precision. It's all about how precise you are when you are qualifying links. Because regardless of whether you have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 websites, what you want to do is you will only just get links around 5 or 10. And those 5 or 10 quality links will move the needle in terms of SEO, rankings, and even assisted conversions. So you want to be precise as much as possible, and don't just think about the scalability factor. Second is this, the idea of brand strengthening. The idea of brand strengthening. And there are a few questions here. Number 1 is this. Okay, this will really solve your, you know, um, uh, the idea of just looking at a website from mere metrics. And here it is. Is it okay for me to associate my brand with this website? And most of you, if you're working with enterprise clients, if you're working with clients in a very competitive niche, what you want to do is you look at a website based on its brand association to your website. A good example is this. We are working with some of the enterprise clients, some of the Fortune 500 brands. And normally, these enterprise clients have this what we call approval process. So before we actually do the outreach, we have to give them a list and spreadsheet of all of the websites that we are going to reach out to. So it's a kind of tedious and challenging on our part, but it is part of their protocol. It's part of their rules to really see first the list of websites before we actually do the outreach. And this takes a lot of time, because the reason why they were looking for a list, or they have to approve or disapprove the website, is that they want to know which site they will be associated once we actually started the outreach. And it's a very important thing when you are working with high level clients. So you need to understand that when qualifying links, is this website a good shot for my brand strengthening? Next is this. Will this help me absorb more followers and even email subscribers and even brand advocates? And some of you are thinking, the reason why I'm here, I'm just looking for a link building strategy. But the thing is this, when you actually get a link, you're not just getting referral traffic from the website or page. You can actually turn those traffic into followers, into email subscribers, and into brand advocates. So you're not just looking for just one link. You're actually looking for the future benefits of from just a single link. Absorbing that from a very high authoritative, highly engaged website is a good opportunity for you. Classic example is when you are collaborating with influencers and with experts in the industry. So this is an example that we did last time, is that we interviewed experts in the leadership industry, or in the leadership space. What we did is simply just ask them questions to get insights on a particular topic that we are writing. It is actually a guest post for a highly authoritative website. So we get those questions, we get those insights included in our guest post, and that guest post has increased its credibility because of the expertly driven content contributed by the influencer, and that allows us to gain more links in the process. This is an example of the link, and the link that we've got. Next is this. Do we have link opportunities in the list that are entities we already trust and link to? Do we have link opportunities in the list? Maybe you already have, hundreds and thousands of websites in your outreach, in your prospecting list. The only way to qualify that is to think of which websites have their brand recall. the moment you see Airbnb, the moment you see Forbes maybe, or any authoritative website that has high brand recall in your industry, websites that you can easily trust to and link to. So prioritize that. We have what we call 80-20 principle, Pareto principle, and some of you already know that you need to invest your 80% efforts in 20% list, so you can get 80% results from your 20% inputs. Choose linking opportunities that are likely to give, this is very important, that are likely to give positive impression to your site or to your brand through brand association. The moment you'll reach out and get a link from a particular website or blog, there is already a brand association. The thing is this, if you're always associating your site with multiple links from PBNs, from private blog networks, and from low quality sites or blogs, then you're likely to, get fooled by many of your clients. So make sure that you always think about brand association. Third is this, that is the link market share. Link market share. And the thing is, when you're working with clients who are in a very competitive industry, what you want to do is to scale your link building campaigns in such a way that you can have an edge over your competitors. We have what we call the linkable audiences, and I've shared this in my past webinar. These are the highly linkable audiences, and the reason why they are highly linkable is that the moment you reach out to them, you don't have to just request for a link. They are likely to give you links because they are curators. They are the ones who are actually giving references, externally linking out from their pages. And normally you see them from .edus, from .govs, and even from other nonprofit organization websites. The moment you create a content, a resource guide that targets any of this linkable audience, then you're likely to get more link opportunities from that single campaign. So basically, linkable audiences are this. These are audiences that get more attention from curators because number one, they are highly academic, or maybe they're in the medical or government interest. So you create resource guides for linkable audiences, making sure that you top is one of the linkable audiences. This is an example for from a health website targeting parents. Another is for veterans with PTSD problems. Next is this. Is this link opportunity difficult to find? Is this link opportunity difficult to find? If you really want to have an edge over your competitors, then you really want to get links from hard to replicate websites or hard to replicate pages. Mindset is as simple as this. You want to build hard to replicate links. And one example is this, link opportunities that are coming straight from real relationships, from your friends, from your networks, from your business partners, from your suppliers. And this is a good friend of mine who owns another SEO agency, Jeff Oxford. The thing is that he was actually referring to me a podcast, guesting, and I really didn't ask for that, but this guy is very generous enough for me to connect and refer to the host of the podcast, and that got me another link opportunity without doing any real outreach. And so here's the thing, when qualifying link opportunities, one of the things that you need to consider is this: which of these websites do I really have relationships? Do I really have connections? Can I really connect with them without doing, any templated outreach? As simple as a Twitter message, as simple as a very short, very brief email will really catch their attentions, because these people are my friends. These people are my partners. Build links that are hard to replicate. Always, it will always be. If you really want to get an edge over your competitors. One example is event links. So if one of your brand ambassadors or your CEO, your founder, or maybe you own the website, what you want to do is to be involved in the speaking industry. And maybe you're not really good in public speaking, but you can just show off your technical expertise by pitching to some of the community websites, event websites, local websites, and just ask if they are actually looking for a community speaker. Because the thing with event links, these are hard to replicate links. You can't easily get links um, without speaking. So you really have to be there. You really have to share a presentation. Really have to be on stage. You really need to promote um, and consider the message and really provide value in that speaking engagement before you can actually get a link. And event links are good because it will produce more link opportunities from people who can, from people who will interview you after the event. And those are hard to replicate links. Another way for you to build those type of links is to recreate dead content. As simple as this, you check any pages that are already broken, that are already dead. You check if they have high referring domains and see if you can actually recreate them. You check the page linking domains, making sure that the moment you create this particular content piece, then you have high chances of getting more links. You check the original version using archive.org and see if you have the resources, if you have the content team, if you have the graphic designer, can actually create a better version of the content piece. Create an improved version of it, and then from that, you'll be able to reach out and get links. So it's kind of like this presentation is a mix of link qualification, some kind of content creation, helping you to produce more links. Another is this: is this link opportunity is a ripple effect. Ripple effect meaning it will give you the leverage to produce more link opportunities. And I've said earlier that event links can provide you more link opportunities. That's a good gauge, good factor to consider when qualifying links. Podcast is one example, because the moment you get interviewed in a podcast, then that is, again, can be used as a social proof for your future podcast outreach initiatives. And at the same time, you can actually use that podcast for you to get more links from the same website, because you actually appear already, you actually have an exposure from that website. Then you can actually reach out again to the host or to the owner if you can actually do some kind of maybe a guest post or maybe provide an infographic. So you get recurring links from a single opportunity. Next, and I think this will be the last, which would be sales POV, or the sales point of view. And the thing is that the moment you qualify links, or are also looking for a potential sales opportunity, or potential sales, maybe that's a lead, maybe that's a customer or client. Is there any chance you get a link from the page or site to your money pages? Is there any chance to get a link from the page or site to your money pages? And this is very difficult. And I know page one is having some kind of difficulty also with this kind of strategy, building links to money pages. Because let's face it, the reality is this: bloggers and publishers won't link to any money pages. They want some kind of informational type of piece. So building links to money pages will really move the needle. And this is more applicable to e-commerce websites. We're actually working with e-commerce clients. The thing is that most of these e-commerce brands want to get links straight to the product or to the category pages. And how we can do that is simply by looking for anywhere to buy pages, any retailers, any dealers. So these are some of the keywords or search operators or search phrases that you can use when doing link prospecting. And then from that, you match it to any resources pages, some kind of links pages from partners' websites, whether that is your suppliers, your retailers, or any business partners, making sure that the website has its own where to buy page. So the thing is, you want to qualify link opportunities based on its ability to provide you with links to straight to your money pages. And if you're working with clients, if you own a SEO agency, you own link building agency, then that is a good plus factor for you. Some examples here: where to find transport options, even the vendors list from college websites. They can actually link straight to your money pages, e-commerce product and category pages. Some of you don't know this. You can simply just reach out to them. This is an example, a music store page. Okay, they'll just list down all of the vendors within the local city or local place. So by reaching out to them, telling them that you also provide products or services to audiences of their location, then that's a good value proposition for them. You simply don't have to create a content and promote it to them. Simply just reach out to them. They will link to you. So always choose websites that rank for informational queries related to your products or services. As this particular website or blog has the potential to rank for post, and most of the time when we do guest blogging, we only just want the link from it. Another strategy that you can, or another mindset that you really need to develop is this. The moment you do your guest blogging outreach, you want to know if the website can really give you more benefits than simply just a single link. And that includes that guest post ranking for informational queries. Okay. Classic example is this guest post of mine on SEOhacker.com, and it ranked for the query broken link building tutorial. And the thing is that the moment people visit this website, visit this guest post, will add another visits, another traffic, and that will also bring me more benefits to my website. Okay, last would be this: obtainability. You want to know if you can actually obtain links from websites. Okay, and this is the overlooked part of the link qualification process. People just reach out and just hope and pray that they can get multiple links from their thousands or hundreds of websites. First, some of the clues and indications or indicating factors that you can consider is: are they sharing guest posts? Are they linking out guest posts? Are they accepting guest posts? This is very very obvious for most of you doing link building, but this is one of the I think a good indicator. So you can just simply check if they have their right for us guest blogging page, because the moment you know that this blog accept guest posts, then you have a high chance of getting a link from it. Okay, so you really don't have to second guess if that person will respond to your request or will respond to your email pitch. Simple as simply just looking if they have their right for us page, even work with us. Second is this: do they share external pieces of content? External pieces of content means that they're allowing other content types like infographics, like interactive guides, or even a short piece, or even some kind of podcast content, even an audio content. Do they share external pieces of content? And how you can how can you see that is simply just using Ahrefs. Simply plug any of their pages and check if they're actually linking out the external content. Because here's the thing: if the blog or website or the page doesn't link out to any external content, then you don't have any chance to get links from them. If they're linking to, let's say, 5 or 7 external links from a single page, then there's a high chance you can actually get links. Next is there a visible indication for recommended links? is there a visible indication for recommended links? And for most of you, you are doing broken link building, you normally see pages that have, you know, a section, you have a caption that gives you an idea if they can actually give you links. A good example is this. Okay, if you can see the caption or the description, it says that this page contains links to outside sources, and this is very obvious. And but I think this will give you a high indication if the website or the page can actually give you links, external links to be exact. Some of the resources pages, simply by checking the sections and all of the external links or all of the links and checking the ratio between, you know, the internal links and external links, that will give you an idea if the page or website will actually give you backlink. Okay, so these are just some of the tools that you can use. Link Builder, Mailchimp. I've shared this in my past webinar, but there are more tools out there that can really help you, you know, gauge the quality and you know, the authority of the website. So that's it. So what we're looking at when we are qualifying links is basically relationship building. Okay, making sure that the site will give you more opportunities for you to build more relationships. But because the idea is this, more relationships will actually help you build more link opportunities. And secondly, we talk about this idea of brand strengthening. Would you like your brand to be associated with this website? And for enterprise clients and enterprise brands, this is very important. You're working with PR and legal teams, and these people are very, you know, very strict in terms of guidelines. And third is we talk about this idea of link market share. If you really want to get ahead of the competition, you want to get a link opportunity that will give you a ripple effect. Leverage that for you to give you more link opportunities in the long run. And last, fourth, I would say is the sales POV. You want to get links that will give you sales, assisted conversions from referral links. And lastly, what you want to do is to get links from websites that can actually give you links, which we talk about the idea of obtainability. So that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Venchito. That was awesome. I did have a couple questions that kind of popped in on the side over here. I'll just kind of go through those. First, which is more important in your opinion in link qualification, relevancy or authority?
I would say both. Yeah, it should be both. But for me, what I would more consider is the relevance first. If I have to choose between the two, but it should be both.
Yeah, absolutely. I would probably say the same thing. I think that one thing that we've found time and time again is you can have the most authoritative backlink, but I mean, if it's not relative and if it's not super pertinent to what's going on, then
Yes.
It's not necessarily going to drive the same amount of traffic that you're hoping for. Excellent. Next question I had that came in. Would you recommend finding and qualifying link targets before creating a new piece of content?
Yes, because that can actually give you an advantage. That can actually give you some insights in terms of your, you know, content creation process. The moment you know your audience, and I talked about this earlier, the linkable audience. The moment you qualify link opportunities based on your linkable audiences, that can give you some insights on what are the particular value and messaging that you need to include in your content piece. That can also give you some insights also, not only in terms of content creation process, but also in terms of outreach. Because now you already have a segmented list of outreach prospects where you can draw some insights and you know, some kind of observation that you can use for content creation and outreach.
Yeah, absolutely. And also you can then, with that subset, you can then follow up with that list at a later point.
Yes.
To your point of not having it be a one and done sort of link acquisition, being able to get multiple links inside of that subset is super helpful too. Luca just asked, what is the best way to find sites that are accepting guest posts? Do you have any suggestions there?
Sorry, what's the question again?
The question from Luca is, what is the best way to find sites that are accepting guest posts?
Okay, you can start with the basic footprints, like doing some Google searches for guest post, keyword or the topic of your choice, or get or write for us, or contributors, or become a contributor, guest post. So there are a lot of you can just search that. A lot of SEO blogs already have their own versions of that, a list of guest blogging, advanced search queries. So yeah, that's one of the basic things that you can do. So making sure that the site really accepts guest posts. But there are cases wherein even though they have their guest blogging or they have their write for us page, those are outdated pages already. So you still have to ask if you can actually contribute a content for them.
Absolutely. And the last question I had here, I'll go ahead and ask this. If you guys do have any other questions, I see that we have a couple coming in, but if you guys do have any other questions, be sure to pop those in so we can get to those before we get this wrapped up. So we have 2 more coming in so far. So the one I have here for you, Venchito, have you noticed any changes in the response rates to the outreach or to your outreach during this pandemic?
Yes. And that involves the idea of there are industries that are that have been affected negatively, particularly the travel industry and travel and hotel bloggers specifically. Okay, so if you will reach out to them and you get links, may not be having the same response rate as compared as before. There are industries wherein when you use the idea of safety, the idea of anything that will really benefit um, people on lockdown, any make money online or work at home tips, adding those elements to your outreach will not just make your outreach personalized, but it will really make your outreach more sensitive to people who are undergoing any kind of issues in life and concerns. So when you're creating a content, you want to make sure that you tap those some kind of factors like safety, and safety per se includes a lot. Safety can mean physical safety, social safety, emotional safety, financial safety. So probably if you're in the industry of let's say finance, you can create a content that speaks about how can they make how can they save more money during lockdown, or how can they extend their budget during lockdown. So those things you don't really have to start with a linkable audience. By simply maximizing that idea of safety, then you can actually have more opportunities from your content creation process.
Awesome. Another question asks, what methods do you use to find these link opportunities? For example, do you use specific tools such as Ahrefs?
Yeah, a lot. So normally we use Google. Okay, so any Google is want to make sure that you want to find more opportunities. And second is for reverse engineering, and what that means is that you want to look for pages that link to a particular website. So you can use Ahrefs and Moz, but we normally use Ahrefs in our agency. So those 2 tools, I guess, will really help work. Another is you can also use social accounts like Twitter. You can use the advanced search operators with Twitter, because there are a lot of publishers and bloggers, even journalists who are actually actively engaging in on Twitter. Then you can actually take advantage. So I think those tools can really help you a lot by using advanced search operators and queries, making sure that the words that you're using when searching are highly relevant to your topics or to your brand, and that will give you meaningful results.
Perfect. Well, it looks like that's all the questions we have. It's almost at the top of the hour already. That seems like it flew by. If you guys have any other questions, or if there's anything else that comes up, we will have this recording up and available, and we will of course be tagging Venchito as well as Page One Power's accounts on here. So if you guys do have any other questions that do pop up, definitely reach out to us that way. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's a little bit late there. I really appreciate you hopping on. We'll look forward. We'll have to do this again soon.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Have a great week.
night. See ya.
Yes. See
Thanks,
you.
guys.